yo, Lloyd Ruhl, aka MegaBlitzz. In today's video, we're going to be catching up on some PokeBeach news. Now, it's been about a month since I've actually even looked at the PokeBeach website, and as you can see up here in the URL, we're on page 4. So we are quite behind 4 pages. In fact, the last thing I had looked at was pretty much August 23rd stuff and back. So we had looked at kind of all the Sylveon EX stuff, the Black Kyurem EX stuff. Actually, I don't even think we looked at Black Kyurem EX. So we're going to have to start with that. And then we're just going to kind of work our way through and get caught up to some of the new things we got going on. So starting us off with this Black Kyurem EX here. It's going to be coming out in our Surging Spark set in November. It's not terrible of a card, actually. For triple colorless Ice Age, 90 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is a normal Pokemon. It is now paralyzed. So, kind of interesting. Kind of one of those things. Actually, sorry, it must be a Dragon-type Pokemon. Because it's, because it's colorless here. Dragon there. So, if it's a Dragon-type Pokemon, it is now paralyzed, which can be pretty cool. Maybe seeing something like this deck come out if Regidrago is really dominant in the format, or Dragapult even. Could be pretty cool to see this card be played. And then its other attack here, Black Frost for 250 damage. This attack does also 30 damage to itself. So, not too terrible. 250, you eat 30. Thank you, iTop VPN. And then Ice Age, 90 damage, and then being able to paralyze is pretty cool. And then we got a Spartha Flittle from the Paradise Dragona set, but it's going to be most of these cards are going to be coming out in our Surging Spark set in November. Not too terrible of a card. I really want to focus on the Spartha here with this Mystic Eye attack for 1 colorless. De-evolve one of your opponent's evolved Pokemon by putting the highest stage evolution into your opponent's hand. So being able to just kind of go Flittle into a Spartha, attach energy, de-evolve something can be pretty helpful, especially because Spartha EX was a deck that we kind of saw come out of the woodworks a little bit, a handful of months ago. And it was also one of those things where, the deck had an okay Charizard matchup. It was kind of 50-50, even though you had the type advantage. Even Gardevoir as well was kind of an awkward matchup as well. But this card could kind of bring this back a little bit. Maybe we see a Spartha EX come out of the woodworks here. I'm definitely going to be cooking up with this Spartha card here for sure. And then we got all 30 Pokemon for the Trick or Trade Halloween cards being revealed. So nothing too crazy. This set usually is just a Halloween special type thing, where certain cards just get a fancy, Jack-o'-lantern Pikachu stamp on them. So we see Fluttermane, Monkey Dory get one. We see like Mimikyu get another one actually. Gengar gets one. See Darkrai get one as well. So nothing too crazy going on with that. But got a Greninja EX Ultra Premium Collection going to be coming out, which is pretty cool. Definitely not a fan of the playmat. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Some of the Terra hats, we'll call them, look okay, and some don't. And unfortunately for the fighting type one, it's just a giant fist on their head, and it does not look ideal. However, like the dark type one and a couple others look really cool, but the fighting type one is just a giant fist, which is not ideal. But you do get 2 Greninja EXs, a bunch of packs and stuff. And of course, you do get the playmat and this really cool box. So people would definitely be picking that up. I do not see myself picking up this premium collection. I usually don't pick up too many. I got the 151 premium collection box here, and then underneath I have the Sword and Shield Charizard one as well. So I picked up those, but that was kind of it. And I actually went halvesies, I believe, on them with some friends as well. Can't quite remember too much, but I remember I had the boxes, so I definitely bought them at some point. Then we're going to have a Grand Adventure collection here with a cool promo from the TV show being Terapagos and Friends, which I think is really cool. A Grand Adventure with friends 100 times. This set does 100 damage for each Pokemon in play. It is not legal at all, but still pretty cool. So get some, cool cards with that, which is pretty awesome. It might even be legal. I actually don't know. I believe it says somewhere in here that it isn't. Yes, we'll also be giving out UK. Maybe it is legal. I'm not too sure. We'll have to stand by on that. Actually, if you guys know, let me know down in the comments below if these cards are even going to be legal. Because this Terapagos and Friends could be pretty busted. Because counting itself, you can have a total of 6 Pokemon in play for 600 damage. It's not real. There's not a chance. All right. But you can put it down in the comments anyway. It's definitely not real, though. There's not a shot. All right. On to page 3 here. We're not going to spend too much time on this, just because we're going to kind of blow through these so we can get caught up on some of the newer stuff. We have Disruptive Letter. Your opponent counts the cards in their hand, shuffles them, and puts them on the bottom of their deck, and then that opponent draws that many cards. So not too bad. So you count the cards in your opponent counts the cards in their hand. They shuffle them, put them on the bottom of their deck, and then that opponent draws that many cards. So it's kind of like an Iono, but on an item, which is kind of nice. It's like an Iono, but on an item. So that's pretty cool. I definitely see this card getting played for sure. Definitely going to be coming out in the Surging Spark set as well. So we're definitely looking forward to that card. Seems to be pretty good. And then we also have more Stellar Crown cards revealed in English, but we already have that set legal, which can kind of be one of those. We don't really need to look at it. And then we have the Holiday Collection as well. We got Pikachu EX. Basically, just some cards with fancy symbols on them. That's kind of why I said we're going to be going through these quickly here and just kind of moving on to the things that are a little more important. So we have basically the Applin, Flapple, and Appleton cards coming out as well in our Surging Spark set. The attacks aren't super great, but I will say the art on these cards are really cool. I definitely love this Flapple, and this Appleton is absolutely incredible. I just love the art that they do in Pokemon, so very incredible art there. And then we have a collector chest coming out as well with foil cards featuring Pikachu, Dipplin, and Teal Mask Ogerpon. Not too sure if it's going to be like the Pikachu EX that we're going to see a little later on, but still pretty cool. You're going to get 6 packs, 3 of those foil cards, so I doubt it's the EX. And then we're going to have 1 coin featuring Tropicos, sticker sheets, portfolio, and a code card as well. And then we have the Charizard EX League Battle Deck coming out in November. We had talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's going to be a pre-constructed deck here with literally just everything you need to play Charizard for the most part to kind of get you started. You're going to get your Ionos, some Arvins, some bosses, some researches. So some of the stuff you're going to have to change out, but you literally get a free Prime Catcher in this. And Prime Catcher is like a $30 card. So, and usually League Battle decks are about $30 to $35. So we see here's going to be $30. So expect your Prime Catchers to come down in price. If you don't have Prime Catchers or need extras, just pick up this. Literally $30 Prime Catcher plus Charizards plus Pidgeot EXs, extra Buddy Buddy Poffins. You get extra Super Rods and you get extra Ionos and all these things. So if you are missing or need an extra Prime Catcher, just pick up the Charizard EX Battle Deck. You're going to get more bang for your buck going that route. Bloodborne Ursaluna EX box as well. Going to come with a promo Ursaluna EX. It's going to have a Hoothoot and a Noctowl. Not the good Noctowl that we want, but the Hoothoot that we do like in the deck here. For the Tarapago stuff, has been playing a lot of Hoothoot Noctowl type stuff. But it is not going to be coming with the cool Noctowl that we need with the ability. So, Ogerpon EX Premium Collection box as well. Going to get Teal Mask Ogerpon EX and then, your Ogre Mask and your normal Ogerpon. So not too bad here. Then you're going to get 6 packs, magnetic card protector, 65 sleeves, code, things like that. So not too bad of a deal here. Only for $40, which is not ideal because I don't even think you get a playmat with this one. You do not get a playmat. So this one not worth that. But the Bloodborne Ursaluna EX one was $22, which actually is not bad price, considering the fact that you're getting, 4 packs plus the cards and then things like that. So not too bad of a price point there. And then we got, of course, some more Paradise Dracona stuff. So let's just flick through these. Like the deck box, love the sleeves, like the sleeves, like the deck box, like the sleeves, love the playmat. I really like how they actually set up the playmats now. You can see here a little bit where they have like the deck here, your discard pile, your bench. I really like playmats like this, especially because it's very subtle. It's white, you can still see it, you can see the words, but it doesn't stand out and take away from the art on the playmat. As someone who, when first learning the game, actually had used a playmat very similar to this, I used one of the paper ones that kind of fold out. It was very helpful to learn where all the pieces were going. Love the deck box, love the sleeves, love, I believe this is a notebook of some degree, maybe like a glass protector, maybe even. Definitely love that as well. And then we got Energy Search going on in here. Search Pro, which is just a spec, which is going to be I don't know if it's going to see play. Search your deck for any basic number of energy cards of different types, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. The problem with this card is it goes well with things like Goldengo, where you're discarding cards from your hand, but they have to be different types. So it's kind of one of those weird things where, like, it doesn't really work with Chien-Pao because you need to be able to discard water energies and put them onto Chien-Pao. But it works with Goldengo because Goldengo just says discard an energy card from your hand or a basic energy card. It doesn't need to be, you know, water or metal or lightning or anything like that. Just a basic energy card. So maybe we see this card getting played in Goldengo. We'll have to see. But the problem with Goldengo is now you're playing all these different energy types in your deck. You're playing a grass, you're playing a metal, you're playing a water, a psychic, a fire, a lightning, you know, a dark. It's just, it gets kind of clunky, I feel like. So we're going to have to see what kind of comes out of the woodworks there. And then we got, of course, got your Artrulodon and your Raging Bull promos from GameStop. So definitely stop and get those if you haven't yet. I know my GameStop, I believe, still actually has a couple, which is kind of crazy. Stellar Crown set list, we already looked at that. Surprising Worlds results in a meta shift for Baltimore. I talked about the Baltimore results in a previous video for this week, so we're going to skip that one as well. Castform Sunny form coming in the Paradise Dragona set. But like I said, most of these are going to be coming out either. A lot of these are going to be coming out in our Surging Spark set. Some of them could be coming out in Paradise Dragona. We're just going to have to wait and see. So you got Singe, make your opponent burn for 1 energy, and then Sunny assist 50 damage, move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Not too bad, but man, look at that art card. That art card is phenomenal. You got Sunny form, you know, your rain or water form, you got the cloud form or ice form, whatever it is, and then you got the normal cast form down there. And just the background looks phenomenal. Once again, Pokemon killing it in the art department. Key takeaway from Worlds, we're just going to skip that as well. Worlds is kind of long past. We're way past that. We have new sets, new cards, so I'm not going to spend any time on that, though. Coming down here, we got, I believe this is just trademark stuff moving forward in a post-rotation reflection. Basically, it was a article about how Charizard might make a comeback, and Regidrago's kind of fallen off a little bit, but it still is a good deck, and kind of how to beat it and things like that. But we got Drosna from the Paradise Dragona / Surging Spark set. Shuffle your hand into your deck, flip a coin. If heads, draw 8. If tails, draw 3. This card's not good. It's really bad. If you hit tails, you're drawing 3 cards. It's really not good. Just play Judge or Iono, and you're probably going to get either the same amount of cards or more cards if you're playing Judge. And you destruct your opponent at the same time. So don't play this card. Card's bad. Full art Black Kyurem EX looks really cool. We got Master Energy Drogo, Turtonator coming out. Burn to a Crisp. Discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon EX for 1 energy. Then we have Steaming Stomp for 100 damage for 3 energy. The first one is a pretty cool attack. And then we have Iron Crown here for its deleting / 40 plus. If your opponent has 3 or more bench Pokemon, it does 80 more damage. And then Slicing Blade for 100 damage. But your opponent's probably going to have more than 3 bench Pokemon 90% of the time. So you're always going to be using the first attack for that 120 damage. So not too bad for some single prize cards there. Exclusive Pokemon Go cards getting released. Once again, prefer the China art over our art. I just don't know what it is. They're getting better art, and I'm upset about it. And I feel like I'm allowed to be. All 64 Paradise Dragona main set cards revealed. So a lot of these we have seen or I've read. I believe we have read pretty much all these actually. But I'm glad to see that they're at least releasing this set. We know we kind of knew the Artrulodon. We know what Exeggutor does. You know, Cyclizar. We're getting the Search Pro. Things like that. So pretty cool. It's going to be coming out here soon. Return of Roymoon EX and Shrine of Fable meta. Pretty neat article there. Promos for Terapagos EX and Ultra Premium Collection. Basically just full arts of Cinderace, Lapras, and Terapagos. Illustration Rare, Bravery, and Bruxish. I actually love this. I hate Bruxish as a Pokemon, but the art just does it so well. And everybody knows I'm a big sucker for water-themed art cards. I mean, gosh, they do it so well. They just really, really do. Pokemon kills it every time. Then we have Lisa's spell illustration, rare from Paradise Dragona. Looks pretty cool. This is the same person we had seen on the playmat as well. It says, switching one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. The new active Pokemon is confused. So it's kind of like Boss, but with an upside. And I could see this actually getting played over Boss's Order. Switching one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon, so maybe not. Actually, now that I'm rereading it, I didn't see basic there. So actually, we may not see this card even get played, because against Charizard, the card's kind of useless. So definitely probably won't get played, unfortunately, now that I reread it and see that it says basic, but still a pretty cool card. If it was just any Pokemon, that would be busted. The Hero Spirit Palafin for Baltimore. We got illustration rares again here. Clobbopus just kind of doing its goofy thing. They put the goofy art with the Clobbopus. I love that. The Skarmory. I don't like how kind of chrome they made the Skarmory in this picture, actually. But the background is really nice. Just don't like the chrome that the bird got. We got a plush Pikachu deck box, which is pretty cool. Elite Trainer Box promos with card dividers for that. Moving into the first page here, and this will be kind of wrapping up our video here with this PokeBeach news. We got a Spinning Web, a first look at Galvantula EX. A lot of people have been playing this deck online and kind of cooking other decks about it. Azul made a video about it, you know. Little Dark Fury made a video about it. I thought of making a video about it, but made a Metachimp EX video instead. But a lot of people were playing it with Blissey EX and then realized you can item lock instead and started playing with like Terapagos and a bunch of other stuff. So pretty cool. First ever 7-Eleven English promo, which is kind of interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really have many 7-Elevens in my area. I think the closest one is maybe about 30 minutes from me, maybe 40. But it only seems like it's available in Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines. So that's kind of cool that they're kind of getting like exclusive stuff to kind of more niche places that do sell Pokemon and do have a competitive Pokemon or just Pokemon community in general, as opposed to us in the States or Japan kind of getting everything. So I'm glad to see that other countries and things like that are getting some love as well. Paradise Dragona Secret Rares revealed. So absolutely love the Alolan Exeggutor EX. I think it looks great. We have the Execute, which I'm not actually a huge fan of. I don't really understand why they're in this like court stadium with all these different sports equipment, the basketball and skateboard and stuff like that. Don't quite get it, but it is what it is. Shiinotic looking pretty cool in this one here. Where I talk about the cast form. The Bruxish looks awesome. I absolutely love Ceatin as a Pokemon. I think it's a really cool concept. The art is also very pretty. And then same with this Latios, I believe, or Latios. One of them. I absolutely love the art as well. Vibrava looking awesome. Clobbopus being super cute. Chromebird is Chromebird, just is what it is. We had talked about the Flapple, Appleton. We talked about a Bravery as well. Kyurem. Latios. I think Latios is red, Latios is blue. We have the Flygon full art, Artrulodon full art, Exeggutor full art, Cyclozar EX full art. Then we have the Drayton full art as well, which looks really cool. Surfer Guy, kind of hanging out like that a lot. And then we have, you know, Drasna and Lisa as well. Latios EX. We have the Artrulodon EX. We got the Alolan Exeggutor EX. You know, the Drayton, I love this. I love this a lot. I just kind of going grocery shopping in the background, digging for snacks. That would be me in a nutshell right there. Lisa, Exeggutor, we have this. I actually don't know what this card does. I can't quite remember, but pretty cool. Got the Energy, getting a rare, and then we're back kind of at the other cards here. So pretty neat that we get to see all the things revealed, which is pretty cool. Our Stellar Crown English cards also revealed. This is kind of just extra stuff that's going to be coming out. I don't think this is actually in our Stellar Crown set, because Venusaur EX never came out in our Stellar Crown set. I don't think. But I can't wait to make a deck about this with the Tranquil Flower. Once during your turn, Pokemon's active spike may heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. Dangerous Tox Whip, 150. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. Pairs with Raiden, Hisuian, Sneasler, and all that stuff in the Brubana package. We are cooking with that. So definitely looking forward to making a deck about that. We got the Hydropple. Maybe Venusaur did come out. I'm actually not too sure if it did or did not. So I'm going to have to look at that and see if I can make a deck about it. But I don't think it did. I could be mistaken. Most valuable cards and least valuable cards from Paradise Dragona. We see Lisa's Appeal being the highest. Latios EX, then Lisa's Appeal again. Along Exeggutor EX, Artrulodon EX, Drayton, Jet Energy. So that actually finally... Okay, that's what it was. Jet Energy finally getting its gold variant. Counter Gain coming back as well. I do remember this card being around at one point. Lone Exeggutor EX, Latios EX, Drayton, and then Black Kyurem EX as well. So that's pretty cool. Dragapult EX, the new S tier. Maybe. I don't know. I think Charizard's kind of just going to run rampant for a while. Then we got Pokemon Pikachu World's promo without the stamp, which is pretty cool. Arachnophobia can, you know, potentially be good. It can be okay. I think it's going to have a moment. We see some TCG Pocket stuff coming out with the Venusaur EX and the Blastoise EX, which maybe is what that Venusaur EX is actually for. I'm not too sure. Some more TCG Pocket stuff. Actually, this is the Venusaur EX for TCG Pocket. Very more simplistic card we see here with the Blastoise and the Charizard as well. I do love the art on these cards. I think the art on TCG Pocket is incredible. I think they really did a fantastic job with the art on a lot of these cards. I mean, the Arcanine looks awesome. All these cards just look really cool. So I'm a big fan of that. Then we got the top 3 winners for the art illustration contest that we had taken a look at a while ago. So we see the Pikachu where it's kind of yawning and stuff. Very cute. I loved this a lot. I believe this was one of my favorite ones actually in that illustration contest. So I'm glad to see that this one kind of pulled ahead. The Feraligatr as well with the Magikarp and stuff in the background. I loved this one as well. I'm a big Feraligatr fan. And the Toxtricity EX was not my favorite card. I did not like this Toxtricity the most. I liked the one where he was kind of on the stage actually instead. But I still like this one a lot. Just was not my favorite per se. And then you got a picture with everyone and who drew them, which I think is really cool as well. And then going back here, kind of going into some of the newer stuff here, we got the Supercharged Breaker featuring Pikachu EX Terra for a basic Pokemon. It's got the Terra ability, 200 HP, ability Tenacious Heart. If this Pokemon's at full HP when being knocked out by an attack, it isn't knocked out and its remaining HP is 10 damage. Instead, it has Topaz Bolt for a Grass, a Lightning, and a Metal Energy. 300 damage. Discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. So maybe we see this card actually seeing some competitive play. I mean, 300 damage is a lot of damage, and then you're hitting like Lugias and stuff for weakness, but you don't even need the weakness at that point. You know, you stick like a maximum belt or something on this, maybe Defiance Band when you're behind on prize cards. You're KOing Charizards with the Pikachu EX, so that's pretty cool. This is definitely Ash's Pikachu. This is just what that is. Got a Magneton here. And then it says, once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Lightning Pokemon any way you like. If it uses ability, this Pokemon is knocked out. So you can probably do a thing where you can go like Earthen Vessel, pitch a Lightning Energy, find, you know, your Grass and your Metal Energy, and then Ultra Ball them away. Magneton, Overvolt Discharge, put them on, KO this thing itself, and then boom, you know, take a big KO on something, which would be pretty cool. And then we see a couple other cards here. We got Terapagos with the Prism Charge. Check for 3 basic energy cards of all different types and attach them to your Terra Pokemon anywhere you like. Could also use this to charge energy to your Pikachu as well, which could be pretty cool. This Magnezone actually has a pretty cool first attack for 80 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat, so they can just attack and take damage. Then we see like a kind of Nuzlocke type style deck coming back out of the woodworks here. We got Serranio. So you check for the 3 Pokemon EX, reveal and put them into your hand. So that's pretty cool. Just be like, play this. I'm gonna go find my Pidgeot EX, my Charizard EX, and whatever else I mean. A second Charizard EX or a second Pidgeot EX, which is pretty cool. You know, your Pheasantipity EX. That would be pretty insane in Charizard, or even Dragapult would be pretty cool as well. Technical Machine Fluorite. The Pokemon this card is attached to can only use this attack on a card. If this is attached to energy, okay, you discard it, blah, blah, blah. Fluorite for a Grass, a Water, and a Psychic. Discard all energy of this Pokemon. If you do, heal all damage from each of your Terra Pokemon. This card probably will not get played, but it is a really cool concept, and I do like that a lot. We have the Amped Amphitheater. Basic Pokemon in play get plus 30 HP. Pretty simplistic. Maybe this he's playing like Roaring Moon or Miraidon. Raging Bolt, maybe even. We're just going to have to see. Gravity Mountain, the maximum HP of all your Stage 2 Pokemon is reduced by 30. So all Stage 2 Pokemon in play are reduced by 30. So maybe we see Gravity Mountain getting played in Pikachu EX to then take a one-hit knockout on Charizard EX or Gardevoir EX or Dragapult EX. So I'm already cooking up this Pikachu deck, so everybody will watch out because I'm in the kitchen cooking up this Pikachu deck right now. Then we have Miracle Intercom. You put 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your hand. Basically like Pal Pad, instead of just putting them into your deck, you put them into your hand. So that's pretty cool as well. So we definitely I like a lot of these cards. I'm definitely cooking on that Pikachu here. And then we have a set review for the Stellar Crown set. People just kind of talking about what cards were fun, what, you know, different kind of things and combos were going on here. And then the last thing we're going to take a look at here is Milotic EX and some of the other Pokemon down here as well, like Hydreigon EX and things like that. Milotic EX, with its sparkling scales, prevent all damage and effects on this Pokemon by your opponent's Terra Pokemon's attacks. for 3 energy water double colors. Hypno Splash, 160 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So maybe Milotic is a deck that we see kind of become a thing. I'm liking to see that the status conditions are kind of coming back and we're starting to use some of those again. Something we don't really use that often in the Pokemon TCG, actually. Type of Coco, call for Thunder, so you check for 2 Lightning Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand, so any Lightning Pokemon, not just basic. And then Prize Counter for double Lightning colorless, 90 damage if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, does 90 more damage, so 180 damage on a single prize attacker is pretty good. So that's pretty nice. Got a Togekiss here with the Wonder Kiss. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon gets knocked out, flip a coin. If heads, take 1 more prize card for that knockout. The ability does not stack, so flip a coin. If heads, take 1 more prize card for that knockout, which is pretty cool. Definitely can cook up some goofy things with that. And then we have the Hydreigon EX with Crash Heads for 1 dark and a colorless energy, 200 damage. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. And then for its other attack, Obsidian for 130 damage, we need a Psychic, a Dark, a Metal, and a colorless energy. This attack does 130 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's actually kind of interesting they put 130 damage, because now that opens up for us to be able to KO certain Radiant type Pokemon like Greninja. Radiant Greninja has 130 HP and has always been shy of just kind of getting KO'd by Radiant Greninja itself, or even just, 120 damage to the bench like we see some other Pokemon can do. But very interesting, this one says 130 specifically, so that's kind of cool. Then we have Tatsugiri EX here for its sneaky pump attack for a fire energy and a water energy. 100 damage. This attack attacks damage is ignored of all effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. And then we have Cinnabar Lure for a fire, a water, and a dark. Look at the top 10 cards of your deck. Choose any number of Pokemon you find there, put them onto your bench. Cards, not great, unfortunately, but super cool looking. I like Tatsugiri. I think it's a cool Pokemon. And then we have this Slacking EX here with its ability slacking off. If your opponent has no Pokemon EX or Pokemon V in play, this Pokemon can attack. So most decks are going to have a V or EX in play, so we're going to be all right here. And then for 2 colorless energy, 280 damage, discard an energy from this Pokemon. So you can kind of do a cool thing where you rare candy to Slacking, attach DTE, you're going to be hitting for 260, put like Maximum Bell or Defiance Band if you're hunting on prize cards with this, and then smack for 290 or, even more, being like 310 actually, if you have DTE attached, which is kind of nice. So definitely going to be able to try to cook up something with this Slacking deck here. We have Jasmine's Gaze. During your opponent's next turn, each of your Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. And then we have Colbur Berry. One of the Pokemon this card is attached to is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Dark type Pokemon. This Pokemon takes 60 less damage from that attack after applying weakness resistance, and then you discard this card. And then, obviously, that can be pretty helpful against like Charizard or Roaring Moon or anything like that. Definitely liking a lot of these cards that we're getting revealed here. They're going to be coming out in our Surging Sparks set. Definitely here for that, and I'm excited to be able to start playing with these cards. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoy the content I've been making for the channel, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!